Hi, I'm Olivia Newman-Young and I'm a makeup artist. I'm here today to show you my summer evening makeup as part of my series Make Me Up. I've already started by prepping my skin, cleansing it and moisturising. First thing I'm going to do is add foundation. The foundation I have here is Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. This one's a water-based foundation, so it has a little ball inside there. It's a really light foundation. It's got a good coverage, but isn't too greasy, and still adds doesn't add a sheen to skin, but it still has a bit of a skin finish, light will reflect off it slightly. I'm just going to apply that with my foundation brush and just working it from the inside of my face outwards. Then I like to blend with my fingers a bit just because it really works it into the skin and leaves a skin finish rather than leaving sort of brush strokes. Next thing I'm going to do is cover any blemishes or any redness with my Estée Lauder Double Wear Maximum Coverage Foundation. I like using a foundation because it looks a bit more natural. This one is a strong coverage though, so it's still going to do the job. I have a little sort of flat-ended brush here. You can sort of put it on with anything though. I like to put it on with a bit of a brush and then dab it in though so it doesn't look too heavy. Next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows using my HT Brow Palette. This is the professional palette that does come in a palette of four for everyday sort of use. And I'm going to mix together two of the colours. I'm going to mix together the ash blonde and the dark blonde, which are these two just here. And I'm just going to use my little angle brush, sort of dab them together, then off in the back of my hand to get rid of any sort of excess product that might make them look a bit harsh. And I'm just going to go in with little strokes, starting heavier at the bottom of my brow, as I don't want that top area of the brow to have any harsh lines. I want that to be softer. I'm now going to go in with a bit of my Maybelline Brow Drama Dark Brown Sculpting Brow Mascara. This is just because some of my hairs are quite fair, so it's just going to colour them in a tiny bit, but also hold my brows in place. I'm going to start off defining my sort of eyes with this matte eyeshadow colour from MAC called Copperplate. I'm going to use a sort of feathered blending brush just to sort of go in my socket line and start creating the sort of shape for my eyes. I'm just applying this sort of into that socket line there and just sort of winging it out a tiny bit. That's just going to help to sort of open up the eye. I'm also going to put my nice metallic sheen into this area, so I'm sort of leaving space for that so they contrast. I'm using a light sort of grey colour opposed to a really dark colour because I want to make this more of a summery eye, and you can wear in the summer, it's easy to wear, and we're going for quite sort of a fun sort of pink lip, so I don't want it to look too much with the lip. Then with a smaller sort of rounded end brush, I'm just going to pop a tiny bit under my eye. I'm not going to take it all the way in though, I'm just going to apply it to sort of the bottom corner of my eye, that way it will help to keep my eyes sort of looking open and bigger. I'm now going to add a bit of a sort of light silvery colour. This one's from Decay, it's called Gridlock. I've got mine in a palette, but you can buy it separately. And this is sort of quite a sheer sort of metallic-y colour. I don't want it too heavy because we are having sort of a bit of colour on the lips, so we're keeping everything very summery. And I'm just going to use my blending brush that I was using before. I'm just going to apply it to the lid of my eye, the sort of inside gap. Having the shine on that lid bit of eye and then having it matte here is going to help to open it up as well. If you just have that pop of shine there, it will help to make your eyes look bigger. Using a round-ended brush, I'm just going to pop a bit underneath my eye. I have here the eyeshadow colour Shroom from MAC. And using a little round-ended brush, I'm just gonna pop that into the inner corners of my eye. Just to add a bit of light to the eye. I'm now just going to use a tiny bit of highlight on my face to make it look a bit glowy. I've got here from MAC the Lustre drops, and these ones are called Pink Rebel. I'm just going to pop them onto the back of my hand, and using a blending brush, it can be any type of blended brush, this has a bit of an angle to it. I'm just going to dip it in the product, dab it off, and then just pop it to my cheek, the high of my cheekbone, just where I want sort of the shimmer to sort of catch when my face goes in the light. Then to add a bit of a tan to my skin, I'm actually going to use a bit of Rimmel Instant Sunshimmer. And I'm just going to pop that onto the back of my hand, buff it in with my sort of angled blending brush again. And then I'm actually going to buffer this over my foundation, but because my foundation's a cream, it's going to blend in to it 'cause it's another cream. This just adds a nice sort of sun-kissed summery glow without, you know, feeling too cakey. I'm going to add some now lashes on, mascara. I've got here Eye of Horus Goddess Mascara. And this is really nice. It's actually really good for sensitive eyes, this one. And it comes off just using warm water. So it's quite good if you don't want to rub your makeup too much. I'm going to add this to the bottom of my lashes as well, because I'm not really using much eyeliner to define, because I want to keep it quite light and summery. I am going to pop mascara on my bottom lashes. Next thing I have here is a Liz Earle Cream Blusher. This one's just Rose, number 4. And I'm just going to pop just that colour there. Pop it on my finger, dab it out on my wrist, and then just dab this a tiny bit onto my the high part of my cheek area. By dabbing on, it just keeps it quite natural and not too heavy. And dab it a bit into your sort of temple area. And I'm just going to pop a bit of powder onto my T-zone. I can get quite shiny on my T-zone. This one is medium dark mineral skin finish powder from MAC. And you can pop this on with any brush, doesn't really matter. And I like to keep the shine everywhere else on my face, so I just pop it sort of in between the eyebrows, onto the nose, top lip, and a bit on the chin. And that just stops me from getting too shiny throughout the night. I'm just gonna line my lips a bit. I am using a gloss next, but this is just gonna help define them. This is a lip pencil from MAC called Soar. It's quite a natural colour. It's almost not that different to the actual lip colour. I actually like to overdraw my top lip a little bit to even out with my bottom lip, and also to even out both sides, because this side's lower than the others. So yeah, I sort of play around with lip pencil to even out my face a bit. I have here a sort of pinky lip gloss from Dior. It's a really nice summer colour. It's fun so in the summer to play around with colours, and because I haven't gone too heavy on the eye and I've kept it quite sort of like a sheer metallic, I can sort of play around with colour a bit more. This is Dior Addict Ultra Gloss Reflect 577. I'm just going to go pop that on and blend it a bit so it's not too heavy. And that will add like a nice pop of pink to the lip. And that is my summer evening look. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and press the like button below if you liked this video. If there's any looks that you want to see, do comment below, and stay tuned next week for the next video in the series. Bye guys, thank you.